Very nicely done to both of you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to school. We are going to be coming back to school very soon, and we cannot wait to have our students come back through those doors. As you can see, some things have changed, like this thing on my face. I'm going to take it off now so you can hear me a little better. But there are a few things that are going to change around here so that we can have you here at school and we can have a welcoming, warm, and safe place to be. So there are quite a few changes, and one of those things is what you need when you come to school. So we always talk about sharing and how that's a great thing. We want to share ideas and thoughts, but we don't want to share germs. And we can help with each other that way by making sure that you bring a couple extra masks for yourself, hand sanitizer, like a little hand sanitizer bottle.
I'm gonna bring this sanitizer for extra safety.
We will have those things here at school as well, but we want you to bring those things for yourself. You're supposed to have a water bottle that is yours, has your name on it and all of that. Please make sure you do that, because we won't want you to be drinking from the water fountain near as much. We want you to have that water bottle for yourself. Also make sure that you have the right change of clothes, all that. It was February when we were here before, and it is not February anymore. It's much warmer. So make sure that you're ready for the weather, because we are going to try to get outside as much as we possibly can. Before you even get to school, there will be some changes that you'll notice. When you get on the bus, your bus monitor will be taking your temperature, and before that, your parents will be filling out a form that shows that you're happy, healthy, and ready to come to school each day. That's true whether you ride the bus or you take the car. If you are riding the bus, you'll also notice that things are going to be a little bit different there too. Everyone, not just the youngest kids, will have assigned seats on the bus. So you'll have your spot, and you probably won't be as close to your neighbors as you were before. You'll have to wear your mask when you're on the bus as well. That's a way that we show that we care for other people. Let's do that for each other. It's a new way to show kindness. If you are being dropped off with a car, it's important to know that your parents will not be able to come inside with you. You will have to get out of the car and come inside on your own, where somebody will check your temperature and take that form from you, but only kids are allowed to come inside the school. So I know many of you are worried about how safe and clean our school will be. So we have extra cleaners who are coming through every day, and you probably remember before you left school that there were people that were following behind you, cleaning up in the hallways and in the stairwells, and that will continue. In fact, we've ramped it up even more. So we'll have additional cleaners cleaning all of our classrooms and all of our common areas each day. So let's talk body bubbles. Wherever you are in our school, whether that's in the hallway, the stairwells, the cafeteria, or your classroom, we have to keep in mind a safe social distance. So that means that you need to be at least an arm's length away from other people in as much as that is possible all day long. So when you walk into your classroom, you're going to see it look a little different than when you left back on February 28th. All of the main ingredients of your classroom will be there. Your friends, your teachers, your desks, your chairs. They'll just be arranged a little differently so that we can keep that body bubble intact. One other big change is that you will find that your specialist teachers will more often be coming to your classroom to teach you there. So instead of having a whole class move down to music, Miss Kerr or Mr. Woods might come to you. So we have some responsibilities too when it comes to making sure that the school stays clean and we all can stay safe and healthy. So we'll be asking you as a student to make sure that you're helping to wipe down the desks and just keep our place clean. Before you go to lunch, we're going to have to take everybody's temperature. But it doesn't hurt at all, and it quickly takes your temperature so we know if you have a fever or not. So one thing that's really important for everyone to understand is that if you do get sick, you're not in trouble. Becoming ill is just part of life. It happens to everybody, but we don't want anybody else to get sick either. And so if you are having symptoms, we really, really ask that you stay home. When you make your way down to the cafeteria, there will be some changes there too, of course. We'll be sitting further apart than what you're used to.
Students, we're really excited to have you back on campus. But when it comes to lunch in the cafeteria, we want to make sure that you follow some rules and expectations we have in place. First off, When you're dismissed from your class or your advisory, you will walk down, following physical spacing, to the cafeteria and immediately sit in the marked spaces. There will be a label for each student where they will sit, allowing for the appropriate distance. Once you are all seated, Mr. Majors or myself or another adult in the cafeteria will dismiss you by table in small groups to get in line, following the green tape to stay 1 meter apart, and you will be handed your prepackaged lunch. It is important to remember that your prepackaged lunch is a limited option, so you may want to consider bringing lunch from home, as the convenience store and deli will not be open during the remainder of this school year. When you are finished eating, you will have to raise your hand if you want to throw any items away. We will dismiss you in an orderly manner to move on to your next class. It is important to keep in mind that while you have to remove your face mask to eat, you should be limiting your talking and try to remember to keep physical distance from one another and stay in your assigned seat area. Finally, although we normally give you as older students a lot of freedom, it is important that you raise your hand and ask permission before being dismissed to go to the restroom or do any other activities in the cafeteria. Although we want you to have physical activity, our new schedule for lunch opportunities means that you will not have access to recess time. While walking in the hallway, we ask you to stay on the right side of the hallway, sort of like when you see your parents driving a car. You stay on the right side and you try to limit your distance from the car in front of you and the car behind you. You're going to do the same thing with the student in front of you and the student behind you. If you need to cross in a particular area, like the Sky Bridge, you should not cross until there was no one else coming, or you should try and move so that there is a safe physical distance. I'm sure you'll come up with some creative ways to air high five, give a handshake virtually from a safe distance, but you're not going to physically touch one another. So please make sure that you do that. Maintain a safe physical distance at all times.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to say welcome back to all of our families and students back to our KIS community, and especially a welcome back to our high school students. Thank you for watching this video and following along with all the protocols we have in place to make sure that campus is safe and that we can maintain your health on campus while we reopen. We're thrilled that we are going to have you back in our building. In order to do that, we do have to follow a lot of these protocols, and I really want to thank you as high school students for being role models for all of our younger students. Having these rules allows us to all be together on campus, and that's exactly what we want to finish our 2019-2020 school year. One of the first changes you'll notice is that we won't be eating in the cafeteria consistently from now until the end of this school year. We'll be using the space in the conference hall. We'll also be having a little bit of a different schedule over lunch, and we'll post that on Schoology. We'll be eating in smaller groups so that we can maintain that space that we need to make sure that everybody stays healthy and safe on campus. The other change that you'll notice is to autonomous block. We want our high school students to have the freedom to work independently and also check in with teachers and their peers. However, we can't gather in large groups on campus. That's all part of the protocol that's happening right now. Mr. Poulard and I will be posting on Schoology locations where students can work during each autonomous block. Thank you again, high school students, for adhering to all of these protocols and procedures that we've put in place. We're doing this so that we can all be on campus together and keep everybody safe and healthy.
The very best way for you to keep yourself and your friends safe is by washing your hands frequently and thoroughly. That means scrubbing for 20 seconds or more with warm water and soap. If you're unable to wash your hands and you still want to get clean, a decent alternative is to use hand sanitizer. We should be doing both, but nothing is as good as washing your hands. So there's been a lot that we've talked about, all the differences, all the changes, but some things remain the same. Philbert's still here, I'm still here, and we can't wait to see you again. The learning, the laughter, the love that's a part of our school that we've been missing for so long, we just can't wait to see it again. So, see you soon.
Let's go ahead and split the consonant, sound out the first part.